Mr. George Bush has expired. He departs with all the honors that America can provide. It doesn't matter that he was a bloodthirsty killer of thousands of innocent women and children, some say hundreds of thousands, in his so-called Gulf War. America has a penchant for honoring murderers, rapists, oppressors, etc., such as Washington, Jefferson, etc. Yet they travel the world accusing and persecuting others for far less than what is and has been committed here by them. The scriptures hold and reveal every secret that they have for the earnest, diligent seeker. The story of Abraham sacrificing Isaac is a story about the bushes. In the story, Abraham is symbolic of the will of the Son of Man, or Jonah. It's an extension of the Jonah-Nineveh story. Isaac is symbolic of the remnant of the original nation/NOI, who had been bound in bondage by Gog/Magog/Dajjal, America, Britain, and false Israel. The NOI/Nineveh, according to Jonah, was scheduled to be destroyed 40 years after Elijah's departure because of their turning away from Moses/Elijah's teachings and embracing the golden calf/Sunniism and other pseudoscience such as Scientology. But just at the time their destruction was to take effect, Nineveh repented, and Jonah's/Abraham's hand was stayed. Instead, a ram whose two horns were ensnared in the bushes was slaughtered in Isaac's place. The book of Daniel establishes the identity and symbolism of the ram. The ram is false Israel. Its two horns are America and Britain. So with that understanding, we can clearly understand the story. The original nation/NOI was scheduled for destruction. Jonah wanted it gone, as he was angry over its backsliding, disregard, and misrepresentation of the messenger's teachings. After 40 years, he was ready to execute the death sentence, 2016. But at the last hour, Nineveh/NOI repents, which forces Jonah to stay his hand, as he, being a just man, would not execute someone who is in repentance. The NOI, in their repentance, turns to Jonah/Son of Man, and he is seated. Quote, when thrones were cast down and the Ancient of Days sits. End quote. Seated, the Ancient of Days turns his attention to the beast, which is the two-horned ram, who is ensnared in the bushes. Quote, their doom will come as a snare. End quote. America and Britain are both ensnared in the Middle East, ensnared by the Bushes, Papa and Baby Bush. It was George H. and George W. Bush that got America and Britain entangled in the Middle East, beginning with the so-called Gulf War, followed by his sons' WMD farce. It's their entanglement in the Middle East that will bring about the events that will see their destruction by fire. Chapter 17 highlights the fact that false Israel is the shot caller in regards to America/Gog and Britain/Magog, the two harlots. However, all three are under the auspices of the dragon/Saudi Arabia, who they are dependent on for their life's blood, the blood/oil that fuel their technology and military. The harlot, America, is the most hated of the harlots. The beast, China and India, are planning her demise. Obama, the scarlet beast, is poised to make a move in Africa. He, Obama, will lead a united non-Islamic African coalition along with China and India against America. Chapter 17 cautions us to keep an eye on Obama. The beast who was, is not, yet is. He was president, but is not, quote, yet is, end quote. Yet is. What is that? This is the chapter of mystery, quote, mystery Babylon, end quote. Quote, the beast who was, is not, quote, the woman sitting on 7 mountains, end quote, quote, the harlot, end quote, etc. Yet, quote, the beast that was, is not, yet is, end quote, is the most mysterious, the most challenging. This beast is Obama. This chapter, like all the 22 chapters, are important. Yet this chapter brings all the other chapters into focus concerning the actors and the events following the, quote, war in heaven, end quote, where the Shia rise and defeat the dragon, Saudi Arabia, along with Gog/America, Magog/Britain, and the Antichrist/false Israel. The, quote, war in heaven, end quote, where the dragon is defeated, will be followed by the war in Europe, caused by a vengeful or wrathful dragon, the rider on the red horse, who takes peace from the earth, quote, west, end quote, where they will in war slaughter each other. The events of chapter 17 addresses what follows during and in wake of that war. America and Britain, Gog and Magog, driven out of the Middle East violently, then driven out of Europe violently, only to be invaded/attacked at home, defeated and dragged in chains to as a nothing people, as was their beginnings, to finally be forced back into the hills and caves of Europe, from whence they came. Quote, in the sweat of thy face shall thou eat bread till thou return unto the ground, Europe, for out of it wast thou taken, for dust, refugees, exiles, castaways, thou art, and unto dust thou return. Quote, end quote. Adam/Britain was made from the dust of the earth. Refugees, exiles, castaways from Europe. Mr. Ishmael says that the anointed wouldn't run out when the wolves are at the door. Really? Really? That's exactly what he did, in spades. When the NOI was in trouble under assault by lying, betraying Wallace, where was Farrakhan? Did he stand up for the messenger? Did he fight for the NOI? Hell no, hell no, and hell no. He pissed on the messenger and his memory. He joined the trashers. He ran away and hid. Not just hiding, but he walked away from Islam altogether. What would you call begging Master to crawl back on the stage and shake his ass? He hid so deep of Master's ass that it took a brother to go dig him out. Quote, all before me were liars and thieves, end quote. You have so-called, quote, student ministers, end quote, week after week, just stand up and tell bald-faced lies, which in itself is revealing. As a true apostle, messenger would not need to lie or have lies told to support them. Mr. Ishmael, for instance, insists that Mr. Farrakhan, quote, never deviated, end quote. What planet is he on? What do you call bad-mouthing the messenger, tearing down the NOI? It didn't fall. They tore it down. Then abandoning the believers, who he claims were left in his charge, running off to be Master's minstrel. never deviated? Liar. Think of it. The so-called anointed of Allah begging Master to crawl up on the stage to shake his ass. Think of it. If I'm lying, my life plus all my wealth to whomsoever can prove that anything I've said is a lie. He only ran back to recover/live off what he trashed when his back was against the wall, when he had nothing else, was broke, and Massa had rejected him. He said it. He said it himself. He was broke and no prospects. If Massa had let him shake his ass, he would be what he exactly is, a nigger shaking his ass for Daddy Master. He says enough to appear to be with the messenger, but it's just a facade. He's got to keep the dough soft, puffy, and rolling in. If he wants me to stop telling the truth on him, then he should take the messenger's name off his crap. Do like Wallace. Walk away and do your own thing. Be a Belialian, a Farrakite, whatever. Just leave the messenger out of it. If no one wants to defend the messenger, I will, with and until my last breath. The Injil and Daniel, both sealed books, are the keys to unlocking the entire Bible. The entire Bible is under a veil, protected from the eyes, mind, and hearts of the devils and their demons. I have barely scratched the surface in that which I have revealed of both Daniel and the Injil, which leaves most of the Bible still veiled. Fraud protection. I have revealed the most relevant when its relevancy is relevant. Quote, all before me were liars and thieves, end quote. Elijah couldn't make that statement as he would be denouncing all the prophets before him, or at least Farad, depending on how you interpret the verse. The verse could not be taken as a general statement because it would be condemning all the previous prophets and messengers. No, it has to just refer to one's predecessor. So that would eliminate Elijah as he didn't ever denounce Farad. It could refer to Farrakhan as he did denounce Elijah as a liar and fraud within days of the messenger's departure. But then, if that is true, then according to the verse, Farrakhan is the son of man and Elijah was a liar and fraud. The Injil is a sealed book, a mathematical book that, as itself states, can only be deciphered/decoded by the Lamb/Son of Man. The Injil is the Son of Man's credentials, so that the righteous, the lovers of truth, would not be misled. He, the Son of Man, is not hiding what is revealed in the hidden seals of the Injil, nor hiding the fact that he is revealing what is hidden in the seals. So, if anyone claims to be the Son of Man, then he should demonstrate it by breaking the seals and revealing what is hidden beneath them. They can't, and you know they can't. If they could, they would be revealing it. So they are without excuse, and so are you. Quote, and with all the deception of wickedness for those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth so as to be saved. For this reason, God will send upon them a deluding influence so that they will believe in what is false. End quote. Quote, till thrones were cast down and the Ancient of Days did sit. End quote. Quote, then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will slay/consume with the breath of his mouth and bring to an end by the appearance of his coming. End quote. Combine these two verses and what they mean. Thrones are symbolic of authority. The authorities of some organization will be cast/thrown down, kicked out. Kicked out by who? The throneless. This coincides with the leader who will be defeated by truth, the revealing of who he really is, and kicked out, cast down when the Lamb is made manifest/seated on the throne. The authorities of the NOI are about to be overthrown from within. The truth about the quote anointed end quote reaches them, and they take action against the liar, deceiver, kicking him out, along with all those ministers, laborers who followed him. The Injil is a sealed book, which requires a specific key to unlock or break its seals. The Injil was revealed to the world by Isa 2,000 years ago, stating that there is only one person in the entire universe who is worthy and able to unlock and reveal its revelations. Just one. That would be the Son of Man, Suleiman. There is no ambiguity in that statement. It's at once a challenge to the dragon, false prophets, demons, son of perdition, and anyone else who are pretenders or lamb wannabes. A worthy of challenge as the Quran's challenge to produce a Quranic verse. The idea only the lamb is able to break the seals is the impetus of the legend/myth of King Arthur's sword. Break the seals, reveal the meanings, prove yourself, but they can't, which reduce the revelator to tears. The angel is the credentials of the Son of Man, so that the true believers would not be deceived by liars, thieves, and the main liar, the quote, mouth, unquote, the son of perdition, Mr. Anointed. There are 5 nations revealed in the Injil. Some say there are 6, the so-called Red Nation, called Native Americans. It's been proven that they are an extension of the so-called Asian Indian nation from which they broke off from 35,000 years ago. Their solution to the future Yakub problem. They thought that they could hide over here for most, if not all, of the 6,000-year reign of Yakub's creation. All the tribes had their own solution to Yakub's coming nightmare. The Arab tribes' idea was to mix in with them. That's why many are so white today. All the tribes disagreed with Dr. Shabazz, who took his tribe from the so-called Middle East into what is now known as Africa to strengthen and prepare his tribe for the epic battle to come. The original nation is symbolized as the 7 spirits, 7 lampstands, and 7 eyes. The original nation is not included as one of the creatures, as the original nation is not a creature. The original nation was not created. It was self-created, the creator of all the other nations, which came from the original nation. The 7 eyes of the Lamb are the original nation, with the Lamb being the 8th, the all-seeing eye. Each of the 4 creatures were full of eyes before and behind. The eagle had 6 wings. as did all the other nations. However, the eagle was dominating the other nations. This is Yaqub's creation, which was given rule for 6,000 years, a rule of mischief and bloodshedding. The two top wings of the eagle are maternal Caucasians, meaning they are original with Caucasian mothers. The top two wings of each nation are original, mixed but original. They are Islamic. In the case of the eagle, they are the Shia. The bottom four of the eagle's wings represent the paternal Caucasian/devil nations. The seventh, not a wing, is the Lord or God of the eagle, Satan. The bottom two wings are Caucasian, mixed but Caucasian. The middle are capitalists, which is a religion. They are jinn/devils. America oppressed and continues to oppress the original nation. Britain occupied the Asian nations. Europe colonized the African nations. Russia dominated the Oriental nations ideologically via communism. The 24 elders were clothed with white robes, which means dominated by the white nations. They had crowns, which are the Shia nations. Each of the four dominated nations had 6 wings for a total of 24. The Caucasian nations are grafted nations, so they don't qualify as elders. The nations under the rule of Satan, the Antichrist, cast down the Shia. The UN, which is controlled by false Israel, Gog and Magog, authorizes Gog and Magog to invade Iraq, their gateway into the Middle East, which disrupted the power balance in the Middle East, casting the Shia into the margins. The revelator is symbolic of Prophet Muhammad/Quran, who is having a conversation with symbolic Isa/Injil. Isa represents the Injil, which reveals things that the Quran does not. That's why it is Isa doing the revealing. There are multiple harlots. This one is said to be sitting on many waters, which are symbolic of the Asian nations. The Asian nations, India, the Middle East, were dominated by the so-called British Empire. This harlot is the British Empire, who forced her filth upon every nation under its control. This is Isa taking a journey with Muhammad to Europe to see what mischief they have been up to. He sees Europe, who had colonized Africa, the scarlet-colored beast, who has allied itself with China and India, the beast with 10 horns and 7 heads. The blasphemy signifies that they are non-Islamic African nations. From the harlots to the woman. The woman is false Israel, who by her deceptions/corruptions have turned the other women/Western nations into harlots, which is why she is called the mother of the harlots. On her, false Israel's head is written Kafir, for all to see, literate or illiterate, yet a mystery to the disbelievers. False Israel is the corrupter of nations. Jesus referred to her as Satan, the god of this age. The holy is symbolic of the Sunni Arabs, and the witnesses of Jesus are symbolic of the Shia, who are the true disciples of Jesus/Isa. The Shia have joined with Prophet Muhammad. Antichrist false Israel has shed the blood of both Sunni and Shia. Isa, symbolic of the Injil, is revealing to Muhammad, symbolic of the Quran, the truth about the Caucasians and Jews. They are a race of devils, not some deviant or rebellious children, the result of weak upbringing. No, they are irredeemable devils. He is also revealing to Muhammad the truth about China and India, the leopard, the goat. Again, this is Europa, the Europeans living off the dashed dreams and sufferings of Africa. Obama was president, but he currently is not, but is about to step up for his second conquest. Quote, he went for conquering and to conquer, end quote. He is about to become the leader/president, whatever, of a united confederation of non-Islamic African states, which will join or will be alongside the other beasts, China and India, when they go to war with America. This woman is again setting on Africa, having colonized Africa, sucking out as much resources as they were/are able. The fifth trumpet is the first of the seven trumpets to sound while descending with the key to the abyss. The fifth fell. The sixth, which was to fall 5 years later from 2003 through 2008, which had not fallen yet, provides a time basis. When the sixth falls in 2008, it holds back the first four trumpets for 10 years. That's the 10 days for which they were in prison, according to the letter to Smyrna. Quote, not be fearing what you are about to be suffering. Look, is about to throw the devil out of you into prison in order that you might be tested, and you may be having tribulation of days 10, becoming faithful unto death, and I shall give you the crown of the life, end quote. Once the four winds are released, then comes the great calamity. The fifth is Isa. The sixth, which holds back the first four trumpets, is Muhammad. The seventh that sounds after the sixth, but before the first four, is Obama. There are seven trumpets, which include a trumpet voice from chapter 1, for a total of 8 trumpets. So that makes Obama, who is the seventh trumpet, actually the eighth, including the trumpet voice, which makes him the seventh trumpet to sound, but actually the eighth because of the sounding of the trumpet voice. This again is the scarlet colored beast, the African coalition led by Obama, who has yet to be revealed but will be made manifest when they join the beast with 10 crowns upon its 10 horns, which are China and India, in their war against Gog and Magog. After defeating America and Britain, they will turn their attention to the true Israel slash original nation, who, having returned home, is dwelling peacefully with their Lord, the Lamb, in their own land, in a world at war. The beast will attack the New Jerusalem, Joseph's coat of many colors, which is composed of the Lamb's elect, 144,000, Farad's elect, the Shia, and Elijah's elect. This is the ark that is riding on the waters. The NOI and the Sunni have to endure the great tribulation first. This harlot again is Britain. Great Britain achieved empire status by and through its domination and exploitation of Asia, which included India and the Middle East. The ten-horned beast is China and India, the leopard/goat who will hate America and Britain, the two-horned ram, particularly America, the other harlot, who they will violently attack, overthrow, defeat, and ultimately reduce to ashes with fire. They will be inspired, encouraged, and assisted by Farad to accomplish the will of the Son of Man. This woman is Europa, the mother of all the other Caucasian nations, the original devils, Yaqub's creation. Adam or Britain called Magog the mother of Gog/America, was raised up from the dust of the earth, which is Europa or Europe.